He was a war hero and a dashing Greek-born prince, brimming with boundless energy and ambition.
He's a very unflappable sort of character. He's a real leader.
Yet when he married Princess Elizabeth in 1947, his life changed forever. And when she was crowned queen, his role became to serve and support her.
Prince Philip had to bow down and pay homage to his wife.
I, Philip, will become your liege man of life and limb.
It's a role he's dedicated almost 70 years to.
It's been a challenge for us, but by trial and experience, I believe we have achieved a sensible division of labour.
Why did he choose this life? And how have the requirements of duty sat with a man who is fiercely independent, opinionated, and self-sufficient?
He is someone who doesn't take easily to compliments, but he has quite simply been my strength and stay all these years.
He's a curious mixture of being blunt, really quite rude at times, and very sentimental, very deep thinking, very inquisitive.
Just how did Philip carve out a role as the king without a crown? August 2017, and in the forecourt of Buckingham Palace, Prince Philip, the Duke of Edinburgh, is undertaking his last solo public engagement before retirement, a parade of the Royal Marines. He is 96 years old. It's over 70 years after his first official outing. In those years, he's packed in over 22,000 such events.
He's been admirable in every sense and completely supportive of the Queen, and she would be the first to say that she really would have found it very difficult to do it without him.
There is this sense that she's only really been able to be as successful on the throne because she's had Prince Philip by her side supporting her.
For those who believe that the monarchy is of some use to this country, he's an immensely important and influential figure.
It's been a long, strange journey for the boy, born a virtually penniless prince of the Greek royal family in 1921.
The thing about Prince Philip is that he never really had a home, or at least not for very long. Although he was born in Corfu, on the kitchen table, he wasn't there for very long and the family went into exile. They lived in Paris until he was about 8. But then when his mother became ill, his father decided to kind of close down the house.
He suffered so much. His mother had been locked up in an asylum. His father had been an unfaithful man and pretty much left Philip to fend for himself from a very young age.
He was always sort of going from one relation to another. They just pushed him around like a parcel.
Relatives and benefactors paid for his schooling in Scotland, and then influenced by his mentor Lord Mountbatten, the young Philip opted for a naval career, enrolling at the Training Academy in Dartmouth.
Health and muscular control are still important branches of naval training.
The disciplined military environment suited Philip's temperament and provided some stability, something his own family had been unable to do.
He was a very outdoorsy person. He loved playing cricket. He enjoyed running. He was always very competitive. So he enjoyed sport as long as he won.
Philip became a star cadet and was an obvious candidate to entertain the two young princesses, Elizabeth and Margaret, when their parents, the King and Queen, came to visit.
While they were at the captain's house, in walked Prince Philip, who sort of suggested that they go outside. Princess Elizabeth was enraptured, and she never really took her eyes off him for the whole visit.
She was just entranced by him. She was 13, he was 18, and he was this glamorous, handsome, young Viking naval cadet about to go off to war. I mean, how was that not going to win the heart of this young girl? There was no way that she wasn't going to fall in love with him.
But with war in Europe starting only months later, events soon took over their budding friendship as Philip sailed off to do battle. He saw action as an officer on HMS Valiant in the Battle of Matapan in the Mediterranean in 1941. where the British fleet trounced the Italian navy.
He acquitted himself with great sort of bravery and great quickness of thought, and he was definitely seen as one of the rising stars.
And as the war drew to an end, Philip fully expected to continue his rapid promotion through the naval ranks.
He certainly had a good war, and of course a young, good-looking naval officer who'd had a good war was absolutely the epitome of everything that was respected, respectable and wonderful come 1945.
He's peculiarly well suited for the Navy. I mean, seamanship and navigation and everything came naturally to him. But also he absolutely loved naval life. It was a family for him.
And on the home front, his friendship with Princess Elizabeth, who was by now 19, had turned into a fully fledged romance. But not everyone was happy with this turn of events.
The courtiers, the household, the royal family, even government, there was a feeling that he just wasn't the right character for the job. It was said that he was ill-tempered, he was rough, and he was not inclined to be faithful. And really, I think a lot of the criticism of Philip was because they knew that they couldn't tell him what to do, that he was such